Turning the most basic, mundane products, ordinary products even, into 6, 7, 8 figures with Google Ads is really not as hard as a lot of e-commerce store owners make it seem. I know, because I do this literally every single day with my own Shopify stores. But I'll be honest, it's not really that easy to turn a basic normal product like maybe this little weed eater / grass trimmer, or maybe this little oxygen concentrator, which is essentially an oxygen machine, or even this little walker right here that all you do is basically use it to walk in case you're injured, has really gotten me to achieve results like these ones. Now, if you watch the most recent video I released, I talked about how I did over $2.5 million in sales with about $500,000 in returns. This is that same exact store, but in this video I'm going to tell you how I do this consistently, day in and day out, with basically all of the products that I add now. But before I actually get into the exact strategy, just a very big disclaimer. This is something you kind of learn through experience. So even if I tell you this right now, you are really going to only understand it as you start to apply this, which is why it's even more important for you to stay until the end of this video and actually understand how I do this, because otherwise you might just end up spending a lot of your valuable time, money, and energy adding product after product, but really not finding any big winning products. So at this moment right now, about 1 out of 10 products that I add to my own e-commerce brand end up being winning products. Now, can you really classify them as winners? Not really, but the main thing what I do, which kind of makes them a winning product, is I change the way they are laid out. I change the way a viewer perceives them, hence why they end up becoming winning products. Because otherwise, if somebody else were to sell the same exact product, which I'll be showing you guys in this video, without the proper techniques, it will very easily be a losing product for them. Now, before I actually get into the actual strategy as to how I make basically every product a winning product right now, let's go a little bit deeper into the products that I actually have here on my store. All of these 3 products I do not sell anymore, so good luck trying to find my e-commerce brand through these products. But what I want to show you is that these are all either mid-ticket items or more on the higher ticket end. So while this product was running, specifically we can look at this section right here. The product is this one right here, so of course it's all blurred out for you, so you guys won't be able to find out what my store is. But this product did roughly $50,000, give or take, with just one variation. And as you guys saw, there's multiple different variations here, so just one variation alone really led to this kind of result right here. Moving on to this product, which I actually covered clearly on my Twitter. So if you don't already follow me on Twitter, be sure to go follow me on Twitter after this video. But this product was another higher ticket product. I kind of sold very well during what was happening in 2020, but we can see that overall this product actually was the #1 seller, did over 6 figures, $111,000. And again, this is just one variation. There's multiple different product styles that I added once I figured out that this product is actually a very big winner. Same thing with this one, just a very simple walker, but more on the higher ticket end. If we go back to the actual sales, we can see that the first walker variation is this one right here at $50,000. The second one here is at $35,000. So just 2 variations alone led to about $85,000 in sales. There's a lot of other walkers here, but every single product right here, if you notice, has something unique about them. And I'm just gonna give you a quick second to kind of guess what that unique thing is. You can look at the title of the product, you can look at the variation title, you can look at the pricing, the image, just kind of try to guess what you think is the main reason why I was able to sell it. And there's really different reasons why, but the #1 reason, if it hasn't already kind of popped out to you, is the image itself. But there's more things, as I mentioned, but we'll start off with the image. Now, these images I did not just have some famous photographer just take for me. During this time period of when I was running those specific products, I literally found those images online through Google Images, through other sellers on websites like eBay, Amazon, etc. And that's literally all I did. And the results, as you can see, I did well over 5 figures just with those products. But before we get into the actual nitty-gritty details of the products, it's important to understand where I even found these products. So like I always say, product research doesn't matter if you're running an actual e-commerce brand and trying to figure out what your next item that you're going to source will be, or if you're just kind of buying stuff from China, just selling it within the US through a US warehouse. product research is number one key to success with Google, because trust me, not every product is gonna sell. In fact, I found a million different reasons why a product with Google Ads will not sell, and of course I found that through wasting a lot of money. But number one reason is that if people aren't searching for it, it's just not gonna sell, period. So you want to make sure whatever products you're trying to search for, they are to be found on Google Keyword Planner tool. People are actively searching for them. It doesn't have to be the same exact product people are searching for, but if it's similar keywords, then it does do the trick. But these three products I actually found directly either on eBay or Amazon as I was scrolling through the daily deals section. At that time, as I recall, I didn't really find anything interesting about them. I mean, what can you really find interesting with a grass trimmer or a weed eater? It's the most basic product ever. But as I always say, even in my other videos that I upload, it's really not about finding a quirky or amazing product. It's more about just making sure it matches our criteria. It doesn't matter, again, whether you are running a real brand or not. So for instance, if we're in this section right here and we go with the Facebook ads mentality, or just a normal mentality where we need to find the coolest, quirkiest, and most amazing, innovative product ever. If you were to kind of go with that, then really something that would be quirky is this thing right here, just because it has Pokemon's kind of oozing out of the box. But if we do a bit of deeper research, we might come to find out that this Elite Trainer box is really not getting searched too much on Google, and even if it's getting searched, it's not really the same kind of product as this one. So for example, if we just search up Elite Trainer box, we can see that that product does come up. But in reality, the main question is, are people wanting this product, and is there consumer demand for this product? There's definitely a lot of competitors here, but these competitors will only make money if there's buyers actively searching for Elite Trainer box or something similar. So for example, let's say nobody is really searching for this. So despite this being kind of a standout kind of product, quirky kind of product, it makes no sense to sell this product. But maybe something like this headphone, or maybe something like this little portable power generator can be a better approach. And in many cases, it can be, because during this time period, that's exactly the mentality I had. I was looking at products which seemed quirky, but this little weed eater / grass trimmer stood out to me the most. And if we do a little bit of a Google search on them, we can see exactly why. So as I mentioned earlier, the image was the main reason why this product stood out to me. And if we look at the images of our competitors, we can see why the image made me really want to sell this product. So as we can see right here, all of these images, 100% of these images basically on the first 20-30 listings that come up here, all are on a white background. It's literally the easiest thing ever to come then with an image like this one right here, where it's essentially not on a white background, but really somebody holding it, and it's a very clear image of the product itself. That's literally all I did during that time period. I just found this product while scrolling through, and because the image popped out to me. Now keep in mind that that image was not the image that the eBay seller even had in the first place. They had the generic images like every other Joe Schmo average person has on their website. But when I did a little bit of research, because at that time I was kind of going crazy with product research, just clicking everything that made me feel even a little bit of interest for that given product. So that's essentially what I did there. I found that image within that eBay sellers page, and surprisingly, it was not the main image they were using. It was like number 4 or number 5. Even they did not know the real demand of that image. So I decided, let's use that image because nobody else is using it, and that kind of led me into wanting to add this product, just based off of the sheer fact that that image was good. But again, going back a bit, image is not the only thing. People need to be actively searching for that product, and in this video I'm not really going to go into the details of what the main criteria is, because I've done that literally in a million other videos. So you can watch some of my product research videos on my channel after this one, but that essentially made me want to add that product. But I made sure that the image was not the only thing I was focusing on. I knew at that time that the image would be really easy for me to stand out of the crowd because everybody else had a white background image. So I took things a bit further. With the image, I made sure my landing page was as optimized as possible, and I just recently released a video on the best kind of landing pages and the most stores that are actually going viral due to their landing pages. And one of the stores is this one right here, which is toybox.com. Now I'm not gonna really release my own landing page for that product for obvious reasons. However, if you look at toybox.com and how it was kind of laid out, very similar layout to what I always recommend within my YouTube videos. So you want to kind of follow a similar layout because that's exactly what I did, and also hence why Toybox is either number 1, number 2, or number 3 in basically every single video of mine. So I had the image down, I knew the product was good because there was literally over 100,000 people searching for that product every single month. So then I again focused on the landing page, made sure it was really properly optimized, but that kind of took me towards the strategic way of testing. And before I kind of continue with the testing method, the same thing was true for all of these other winning products which I had. So for example, if we kind of go on over to Google and just type in the main keyword for that product, which was a winning keyword for me, which was oxygen tank, but in this case the keyword was oxygen concentrator, we can see that during that time period I saw the same thing as I saw with that weed eater / grass trimmer product. Literally everybody was selling it on a white background. Nowadays there are some people kind of following my same strategies, but during that time literally it was all white background. And of course that time period was definitely special because again it was when people really needed the oxygen machine product. But this kind of again led me to want to sell this product because easy way to stand out is with an image like this. Now, is this the best image in the world? Not really. There could be better images with real lifestyle backgrounds, but it did do the trick during that time period, helped me stand out of the crowd. And same thing with this final product. Nowadays again a lot of people copying my brand. So if we type in the main keyword for this product, which is upright walker, we can see now there's more people kind of having lifestyle images, but majority of the people during that time period at least had just a plain white background image. In fact, as you can see, this store legit just copied what I had on one of the other products. Really not a good way to do business, and shame on this person, whoever it is, because they're not really serious about building a real business. But kind of ranting aside, as you can see, a lot of people have kind of followed each other, especially me, because I was the first one to do this during that time period. But these things were things that I deeply looked into and analyzed before then kind of moving on to a strategic way to test all of these products. Now, when it comes to the actual strategy of product testing, it's the same strategy year after year. This is one thing I have never really needed to change because it just works. So the testing method is 2 general testing campaigns. The only real thing that has changed is maybe from just doing a standard shopping campaign, now you might want to do like a performance max campaign for testing. I don't recommend that for a brand new ad account, by the way. So if you're a brand new ad account with Google, I still recommend going the standard general testing campaign route. 1 high bid, 1 low bid. Start the high bid campaign now maybe between 50 cents to 60 cents because yeah, unfortunately competition is much higher because these people keep on copying me. But besides that, still start that campaign at 50 cents to 60 cents. The low bid campaign started at around 10 cents. That hasn't really changed, and just let it run until you get about 50 to 100 conversions. Once you do that, then by that time period you should already be kind of segmenting out your campaigns into maybe a winners campaign only, a losers campaign. But that's essentially what I did for these products right here. All I did was just kind of launch them in their own general testing campaigns. And if we go inside my Google Ads account really quick for this brand and just kind of look at what campaigns were running during that time period, you will be able to see exactly how the campaign was structured. And that specific testing campaign was running for the longest time ever. Now, this brand is not really my main focus, hence why we only did like 4 or 5 sales today, but still $1,000 from this brand, and I don't really pay much attention to this brand anymore. But if we look at all time and just kind of rank it by the cost, we can see this first campaign right here was the campaign where I was testing those products. So it is a full-on general testing campaign with the same strategy I just recommended to you a minute ago. And if we look at the product, the weed eater product, this only spent about $3,000 in this campaign. And of course, as time went on, the ROAS started to dip. But during that time period of when it was really profitable, which you can see first quarter, fourth quarter, and second quarter of 2021, the results were much higher during that time period. So for example, if we go all the way to January 1st and kind of end it on February 28th, we can see how this product was performing. And let me just go ahead and kind of change up the time periods really quick to understand when this product was actually getting advertised. So December 1st, 2020, as you can see, all the way during this time period, it was a 3.81 ROAS, and it kind of fluctuated down and up. But this was also because I was trying to scale this product via other methods like the single product ad group campaign and also smart shopping. So all my winning products were going inside smart shopping during that time period. But essentially, that was my approach for this product as well. Just basically find the winning products in a general testing campaign, step number 1. Step number 2, once you have identified that it's a winner, move it into its own smart based campaign. So a winner's smart shopping campaign, or now a winner performance max campaign, and just kind of scale it that way. If the performance max doesn't work for you, I highly recommend you go with a single product ad group campaign. At least that's what I was trying with all of these 3 products. But kind of rewinding back a bit, the main reason why I knew this was a winning product for me was if we go ahead and change the time to just conversions right here and look at the actual time period. So April is when it started to sell. So if we now change the time period to April 1st and all the way down to basically May, in the middle of May, we can see that conversions really started to come in, and it was not the most profitable in the early stages, but it was still starting to get sales. So as you can see right here, on the first day it got 1 sale, and then next couple of days it started to get multiple sales. So on one day during that time it got like 4 sales. So this kind of let me know that this was actually a real winning product, even though the ROAS might not have just always been there. Like some days the ROAS was definitely like a 6.71, and other days it was much lower, like this one right here, 3.68. But overall very consistent, and I knew this was a winning product just after that time period. So that's when I decided to focus a little bit more on this product, just try to get it to a greater level of profitability. And after about a week or so of getting these kinds of results, that's when I decided to scale it further. So again, the main number 1 reason why this product was a winner was because number 1, the image was outstanding. It stood out of the crowd from everybody. At that time I had figured out the secret formula to making products work, and that was the first thing in the formula, which is the image. Number 2 was the pricing itself. Truth be told, if you don't have competitive pricing, meaning you are not the average of your top 5 competitors, you're just not going to make too many sales with Google Ads, period. So I recommend you don't be the most expensive, and I also recommend you don't start pricing wars and be the most cheap, because that's a good way to kill a product. So what I always did in a lot of these cases is I just found the average Joe Schmo pricing to set these products at, and that is what always ended up really working for me. So don't think that Google is all about pricing. It's really not. Only the people that are not finding too much great success with Google do say that. But number 3, and the most important one, I only decided to scale this when I knew it was profitable. So you do not want to follow the herd mentality, which is get 5 sales and then just start scaling regardless of whether it's profitable or not. I 100% always make sure that product, if it's selling, is getting me profitable sales, because I do not want to be in a situation where I'm trying to scale a product which is getting like 10 sales a day, but I'm left with $100 negative net profit at the end of the day. That's not a good way to scale, and that is not a winning product. So this is something I always recommend, not only for my own e-commerce brands, but also for my clients' e-commerce brands under my Google Ads agency, Euro Marketing, which if you're doing $30,000 or more in sales and you need some extra help with Google Ads, just kind of scaling to the next level, go onto my website at euromarketing.com and book a free call with me to see how we can make that happen. But essentially, again, to recap, the overall approach that you take with your products is what determines whether those products end up being a winning product or not. Very easily, these 3 products could have been losing product, just basically sat in my store and did nothing, and eventually I just ended up excluding them completely if I had not taken that extra step into finding something that could differentiate me from the rest of the crowd, because those that differentiate themselves are the ones that end up being the real winners at the end of the day. So take an overall wide approach towards your Google Ads products. Take an overall wide approach towards product research. Don't just think about the perfect campaign or the perfect bidding strategy. There's really no real answer to that. It's all about the collective approach you take and how you do all of these things right in a funnel. And when they come together, that is when the real magic happens. But I want to end this video with 3 different things which makes the products, again, sell like hotcakes with Google Ads, regardless of whether it's an amazing product, quirky product, or not. Number 1, the actual product itself, if people are not searching for it, it's not gonna sell like hotcakes, period. Number 2, the product image. Of course, that's again the main foundation of this video, which is you need to make sure your images are standing out, because in my experience 99% of the success comes from image. Number 3, the pricing. So image and then pricing, because without the right pricing, if you want to sell this for like $1 million, it's just not gonna work. So you got to make sure that you find a kind of average route through these 3 different things. But again, if you're doing anywhere close to 30K or more per month, you just need a little bit of extra help scaling your e-commerce brand to the next level. Go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and book a free call with me to see how we can make that happen. But if you found any type of value in this video, do me just one quick favor and destroy the like button and destroy that subscribe button if you haven't already, and check out the 2 videos on my left side as well as my right side to see if these videos can help you scale your e-commerce brand further. But I will see you in the next video.